Okay, so we are live for week number 6 of How to Channel, and this is going to be our last How to Channel live stream. But don't worry, because we're still going to be doing these. We're just not sure what they're going to be about next. But we feel like we're covering all of the possible avenues and perceptions of beginning to channel and understanding what channeling is. So if you haven't watched the previous ones, then I'm going to invite you to go back, because they're all on YouTube, because there's the initial one, How to Channel, and then there's How to Channel 1 to 6, which are covering the developing all of the clair senses, how to clear your channel, and all of that. And today we're going to talk a little bit about how to actually wrap all of that up. Okay, so my name is Amy, and I am a Beyond Quantum Healing hypnotherapist, spiritual coach, and also a light language activation channel. And Mum, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah, so I am Mum. So I'm Claire. Angelic Reiki and healing is what I do, but also I'm a medium as well, an angel medium.
Okay. Yeah, and just very quickly, we are, if you are around this Sunday, doing a Mind, Body, Spirit event, where we're both offering healing. My mum's doing Angelic Reiki and I'm doing mini quantum healing sessions. So if you are around, then do come down. So that is in Radcliffe at Dobbies. So yeah, it's a Mind, Body, Spirit event. Okay, right, so how to channel. So what would you say makes a good channel overall, Mum?
Right, okay, so I think when I was thinking about this before and asking the angels about how to put this across, one question that came up was literally why. So we're going to talk a little
bit.
Why
channeling?
Why channel? You know, why do it in the first place?
Right.
You know, am I doing it already? Which we talked about over the last 6 weeks. And why would you want to channel anyway? Because we've all got really busy lives, carrying on with doing this, doing that, getting on with everything. And can we find the time? Can we really go into our heads more? And can we channel? So why would you want to do that? So to wrap everything up, over the last 6 weeks, we've talked about different ways that you are already channeling. So in answer to your question is, you're already doing it. So it's just recognising it, really, that you're already receiving messages.
So would you say then, we're already doing it, okay, but it's more having an awareness of the fact that you are actually doing it.
Yes, but you might be doing this already, but you're maybe only channeling in one direction. In other words, you may just be receiving rather than interacting. Does that make sense? So
yeah,
because when we talked about all the different ways to recognise the messages from angels, the message from spirit, through synchronicities, to everything. If you want to know more, then just find our YouTube videos and you can have a revamp there. But so the question now is, why would you not want to interact? That's the thing. We recognise we're receiving messages, we've quietened our brain, and we recognise we're homing in on, oh my God, what's that thought? It's not mine, which just seems to come out of the blue. So, okay, so we've received messages and we've understood them, but it's actually a two-way thing now. So it's about not just receiving, but asking to receive. And also figuring out how to build a conversation through channeling.
Right, so this is a good comment. So hi Selena, you're a wise goddess as well. So Suzanne's got a good comment here, okay? So she's put, I'd be a bit scared. So hi there, this is interesting. I don't know if you're doing messages, but if so, lovely. Yeah, we're not doing messages, lovely. We're just having a chat about channeling and various things.
Yeah. So I was actually, You've jumped the gun there, because I was about to get round the reasons why you might not be channeling. So it's all very comforting to receive these messages, and we tend to be very thankful about it and bring gratitude into it, but be too frightened to speak back and to ask the question. Now a lot of this is, frightened of opening up a can of worms. What's going to happen if I suddenly start talking to my guardian angel, if I suddenly start talking to spirit. Even though you already are, you may not recognise it, but you actually already are. You may be listening, but not understanding that you are talking to them already. Repeating their messages in everyday conversations and in everyday thoughts. Those ideas that you're getting ching, are from your guardian angels. So then you need to ask, why did you send me that? One of the fears around it is, oh, I might suddenly start seeing things, seeing my angels and seeing spirit. But, you know, it doesn't have to be that way. If your intention is that you don't want that to happen, but it's okay to have a conversation, then that's fine. Just tell them. That's the thing, is once you've started the conversation, it's okay to tell them. Because we talked about how to use all our clairsenses to bring about a conversation, recognising all this. But we need to go, you really need to go a step further now and just say, what is it that you want me to know? Do never ever feel fear talking to your angels, never. Because they are mindful of all your thoughts. They are mindful of the fact that you are fearful, and they would never do anything to frighten you, ever. Spirit can appear, but if you say to your angels, I don't want to see anything, you make sure your guide knows I don't want to see anything, then you tell them, I don't wish to see them. You may only wish to communicate with your angels and not with spirit. And that's fine, but you need to be actively talking to them. Why would you not, first of all, want to know who that beautiful being is beside you? Why would you not want to talk to your angel? Why would you not want to talk to your guides? Only fear is stopping you.
And can I just ask a question, for you just to tune into? It's like, what is it then about seeing something that is actually scary?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, what is it about
you're fearful of?
that? What is it specifically that you're afraid of, and why are you afraid of that? Because when we actually dig into it, you're like, well, it's actually that I'm afraid of seeing something different. It's actually fear of the unknown, isn't it?
It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of the myth of attachments, which we've talked about many times.
And it's not that they're a myth. The attachments are not a myth. It's just that, without going too much into it, there's a lot of misconceptions and misinformation, and people just tend to immediately go to, I've got an attachment, rather than looking at what's actually going on. So that's what it is. It's not a myth.
I understand that you put it in a better way, sweetie. But so if that's one of the things that you're afraid of, you need not. Because let me tell you, as a medium, I know that spirit are around an awful lot. Just as the dogs and the cats look out the window, people gaze and see what's outside, spirit are doing the same. When your loved ones go, they come back. They do not want to leave you in grief. They do not want to leave you without any help. So it's important that I know they're around, because every time I do a mediumship session, your loved ones are able to tell me exactly what you've been up to.
So it's not that these things are not around, it's that they are around all the time. They really are. You've spent your whole life being watched all the time.
These things are natural. That's it. It's natural, not supernatural. These things are part of your divine spark. They are part of you. You are spirit. You have your own angels. They are so natural. This is something that, man has made unnatural over thousands and thousands of years. But going back in time, we were all really connected with our loved ones. So wouldn't it be great, though, if we could just start to open that a little bit more and start to talk to our loved ones? And we don't have to have a huge conversation and it be scary, but we do it anyway. Many of us do it anyway. When it's an anniversary, or we're thinking about them, or maybe put a photograph out, we go past and we talk to that picture. I do it all the time.
I've got a good comment from Selena. So Selena, I moved away from organised religion Christianity years ago and thought angels were no longer accessible to me. So I used to feel fear in trying to communicate with them.
Oh.
Yeah, so much this, right? Because, you know, I grew up in the Mormon church and there was a lot of good stuff, but there was a lot of stuff that definitely didn't resonate as well, okay? And the thing with angels, and then when you've got that whole like association with religion, that kind of stays with you, because then you've got like that kind of lower vibrational aspect that comes with that, where you're like, oh, it's reminding me of religion. Yeah, so I don't want to be, and especially if you've had like God-fearing negative programming put onto you as well. So yeah, I can totally understand that. Do you have anything to say about that?
You know, as Amy said, I've come away from, I was born a Catholic, then changed to being a Mormon, so I feel like I've come away from 2 organised religions. And for a while, there is a sense of, detachment in a way, but not knowing where to step forward out of this. You know, those things that don't feel right anymore, but it's almost, you feel abandoned as well. It's not about you just walking away, there's a sense of abandonment. So it is actually the time when it's really important, because if you have stepped away from it, you have massive reasons for doing that. But your guardian angel will always be there and has probably been instrumental in helping you to walk away from situations you weren't happy with. So they're the ones who are telling you what to do, and always will. They don't tell you what to do, but they will be helping you to make those decisions, and with you every step of the way. So now is the time. So obviously if you've been in an organised religion and it didn't work out for you, because there is nothing wrong with it if it works for you. These things are amazing if it's working for you.
If it does help with your faith, and if it does help with the sense of expansion, because, you know, for some people it really does help them to have that connection with God or with Source. But the only thing is with religion is when it tries to separate and says that it's the best religion and all of the religions, that's where it, you know, comes in. So she's saying this, so I was Catholic too. I loved it. I loved all the angels and stories I learned as a child.
That's right. And it's peculiar, I think, that, you know, it was never carried on. It's something that seems to be aimed at children, as if, oh, we don't believe in that anymore. You know, I've noticed that with the Catholic churches, but angels are massive. You know, we need to teach our children about the angels and what an influence they are on us, and how much help that they are for us. And also our loved ones. You know, we've talked in the past about how your loved ones can help you with problems even now, that they are aware. They love you as much as that love doesn't go. When they cross over, that love doesn't go. So when I cross over, I'm going to still be around haunting Amy. You know, so I'll be there.
Great.
Yeah, I'll definitely be there. But it doesn't go. That love stays, and there's no greater thing than love. So your loved ones are still in spirit.
Can you bring me my cat, please?
Well, I was dreaming about the little cat that we lost, Ziggy, last night, and I could see it. And this is reoccurring with me, because I have seen spirit animals, which is incredible. I've really seen them physically, which is beautiful for me. Well, I've lost track now. What was I saying? It's gone. It goes like this with me. So, yeah, just, you know, get in touch with your loved ones. Talk to them. If you've got photographs, that's brilliant. Tell them your news. They will know anyway. But you can still ask them for advice, and you can still ask them to send healing for you. You can still ask them anything. They are still around. The trick with channeling, because you can channel your loved ones, is to recognise when they are speaking to you. And many times it comes as if you question them. You can hear let's say your mum's passed, you can hear your mum's voice, but then you question, and say to yourself, well, that's what she would have said. That's just how she said it. How do you know that she isn't actually saying that now?
Yeah.
Chances are she is saying that now. So it's recognising, you know, and if you say verbally, hi mum, aloud, or hi dad, or whoever's crossed over, if you say it verbally, it has a massive, massive vibration to it. Even though you would think it, it's almost like an act of faith is. It's like saying, I know that you're there. I know you are. I laugh with mine. I tell them all kinds, all the loved ones, my brother, my sister, my parents. I laugh with them and we interact all the time, which helps me to get over grief. We're still going to feel grief, but we know that we can still interact with our ancestors, our loved ones. So why wouldn't you want to do that? That they can only help.
Because the fact is, whether you choose to see them or not, like, they are there.
There.
So you might as well just...
They're there.
You might as well, like, just
Acknowledge
get on
them.
with it. Yeah.
Acknowledge them, because believe me, they're there as much as your angels are. Angels will come into dreams. They will give you dreams for healing. Even the more bizarre the dreams, the chances are it is angelic. And even your nightmares can be angel dreams, because they're giving you something that you need to heal from. So even fearful dreams can be from your angels, because it's helping you in some way to face that fear. And we've talked about this many times in dreams, that the angels will show up in threes. They will find a way of sneaking a 3 in somewhere, whether it's 3 eyes, 3 toes, 3 ears, seeing 3 of something, 3 doors, 3 windows. They'll sneak it in. If you ask them to, they'll sneak it in for you, just so that you know it's them. So are there any more questions around why? Why would you not? Or why should you?
Don't think there's any more questions, but, like, how can we tie all the, like, past few weeks together, like, so that to make it easy for people? Like,
I don't know if we've talked about claircognizance, because for me, I'm sure it's the claircognizance one, is tying it all in together.
yeah.
So this is the one where we have to start to believe what we're hearing. We need to start understanding that this is actually happening, because when you start to understand and you just know. That's what claircognizance is, just knowing. It's knowing that this is coming from another direction. When we talk, we're giving advice to people, and afterwards we think, well, gosh, I'm really clever, mate. I know all these things. I'm dead experienced, you know, getting older, but I just seem to know. And these are actually coming from an outside source. Yes, you are clever. Yes, you do know all these things. But for some reason, if you were talking to somebody or giving that advice to yourself, you would never be able to do it. But somehow or other, you can manage to give the right help to another person. And that, again, is spirit and angels working through you. But it's when you just know that this is coming from somewhere else. You just know what it is that you have to do. You know you have to connect. So it's just about leave yourself of all the fears. There is no need to fear, none. Ask the angels to send lights, because normally people aren't afraid of lights. When you see the twinkling lights and dropped feathers and all those subtle things, well, they're not so subtle. They're amazing. Ask for that, and you will feel so much comfort around being able to channel with the angels and to channel with your loved ones. But you need, you know, your spirit guides are just sat there waiting. If you're not already talking to these beautiful beings who are there to help you spiritually, then it is the time to start doing that now. Find out if there is something you ought to be doing spiritually. Everybody is sent here. We're all spiritual beings. We're all here at this time to help to heal the earth.
I feel like, and it just came to me then, I feel like one of the ways that, like, people can kind of enter into starting to channel for themselves and starting to connect is, you know, through the oracle cards and like getting the oracle cards daily, because I know, like, when I barely ever, like, pick an oracle card now, but, like, when I do, it's like, it's just like, right, I'm in, and then, like, loads of information comes when it happens. So I think it's quite a good gateway for people. Not that you need that, not that you need anything outside of yourself, but for some people it can just be quite a good visual aid to get them started on that path, can't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's one of the things that tarot does. But oracle cards are amazing.
Yeah.
Because you just shuffle them and ask the angels, ask your guides, what's relevant in my life today? What answer do I need? And it can be so spot on. It's incredible.
Yeah, because it's like a mirror of your consciousness, basically. So I'm not about like giving power to the cards, and I'm not saying that card readers aren't valid, because they definitely are. But it's like like we see people get hooked on them, don't we? And receiving readings through others. Do you not think?
Through the cards.
Yeah. Like, and it's not like necessary. I really believe in like learning to channel for yourself.
Oh, yeah,
and I feel like the oracle cards are like a really good way. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that sounded contradictory. Does that make sense?
No, I think what you were saying is it doesn't help to go and have a reading every single week.
Yeah.
Because ultimately you are the one who has to make the changes and the decisions in your life.
Yeah.
Not a medium.
Totally.
A medium might be able to show you different paths, but we are in charge of our own lives. And the difference between that and an oracle card is an oracle card are usually messages from the guides and from the angels, but they get you to think as well.
Yeah, they start to help you to tune into your own like truth. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that anything's completely laid out for us. I believe that we have an intention that we come in with, but how that plays out, like there's multiple options available, and all the cards do is go, this is where you are right now, these are the potentials available to you in this current moment. Because you can go for a reading one week and it can say one thing, and you can go for a reading the next week and it can say a complete another thing. Doesn't mean it's not valid. All it is though, it's just showing you where you're at vibrationally right now.
They can be so bang on accurate. It is absolutely mind blowing. And then if done in the right way and intuitively, we're asking our guides for guidance. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. A medium can be magnificent, can give so much help because they're channeling their guides and your guides as well.
Yeah.
Because I always think they're having a really good conversation, the guys, as I'm giving the reading. The angels and guides are chatting away to each other. And I've said before, it's all set up possibly years before.
It's like in the BQH sessions though, where they call in, you call in my guides, and then you call in the person's guides, and then you call in my guides, and they're all having a big massive conversation with one another.
But through through cards, they can be like anything. They're describing through the ball, whatever the medium is seeing or the psychic is seeing through clairvoyance and hearing. It's all fabulous because it's all different ways to channel. But ultimately, we are in charge of our own lives. That's what Amy's saying. We have to make those decisions ourselves. So yeah, it is time to really. I want to say time's running out, but it's not. It's not that time is running out. It's just if you are on a spiritual path, which I feel you probably are if you're watching this, it's probably time to find out if there's something you should be doing, and definitely finding out what direction to go in. And to really start to connect. Really, the whole world is starting to connect now anyway. So the vibrations are really high. Even though we might feel that vibrations are low, actually vibrations are high. So it's never been easier to access our guides and the angels. It's a better time than it's ever been. But we need to go in, many of us who are feeling trauma and despondent and possibly despair and a bit depressed. It may be that this is all deliberate so that you will go in, and once you start to recognise, oh right, because sometimes there's nowhere else to turn except to yourself.
Well, that's kind of what happens like on your path. If you just continuously ignore it, eventually you will be forced to turn in.
That's right. And we know that Metatron is active in doing that. The angels and your guardian angel, they will get you to where you're supposed to be, because it is written in the book. So they will open the book and say, what is she what's she doing at the moment? Is she writing this journal she's supposed to be doing? No, she sat watching the telly. Okay, let's do something to stop her doing that.
That's what I mean. So it's not like it's like there is an intention that you come into this life with, but it's not like it's written in stone. But it's like, the way I see it is like, you might as well just get it done in this life, because why would you not? Because resisting it is just not gonna feel good, is it? So it's like, channeling is like, to bring it back to channeling is like the most natural thing you can do. It's who you are, you know. And it came through in a beautiful quantum regression that I've just done as well today. So without going into too much information, you know, like, we're always channeling all the time, and anything that you do that's creative, that is channeling. And that's why creative pieces of work, creative pieces of art or whatever, it lasts the ages, because it's not of this, do you know what I mean? It's something so much more than this. Like, you are literally channeling whenever you're making a piece of art, when you're making a piece of macrame, or, you know, like, you're dancing, singing, you're creating, and that is channeled, right? It's come from somewhere. Any ideas have come, like big ideas that have like changed the human consciousness, have come from somewhere else. And that's why a lot of the people that, you know, brought in these things were seen as a little bit crazy, actually, because they were connected to something more. Because, you know, people that can't think outside of the box, that haven't got that expansive thinking, aren't able to bring in new ideas to the collective. They're not able to change anything, because they're in that closed mindset of like that, keep going over the same thing, you know. So it's going to take a lot longer to get there. Whereas anyone that's done anything big, generally, you look at anyone in history, was thought of as a little bit off the wall, or a little bit batshit, weren't they? Like, so it's fine if you feel like that. Just know that you're like one of the change makers. That's what I say anyway.
That's right. It is actually what you're here to do, is to, channeling will bring you back to who you are, bring you back to God, bring you back to source. Help you to understand your own divine self. This is why it's important to channel. But here's a thought I just had. You may think, oh, I'm not creative. Just ask the question, you know, when you get up in the morning and choose your clothes, if you're one of these who sticks the hand in the wardrobe and to see what falls on it, and that's what you're wearing, that's not creativity. But if you're one of these who, a bit like myself, who can't make a decision in the morning because you pull out a blue outfit and you think, well, I'm not feeling blue today, I don't feel right.
Oh, do you know, on Saturday, right, I swear to God, it took me the whole day to decide what to wear. And I feel like it was a lesson, because it was like, I spent this whole day in indecision, when it was just like, oh my God.
The thing is, when you're doing that, you're creating an image. It's not about just for many, it's not about just getting dressed. It's creating the colours that go with colours. So it's artistic in a way. If you go into your room and you're messing around with the cushions and chopping things and getting colours into match, you're creating your own space, setting a scene and creating a space. And doing all these things is actually clairvoyance, because it's using vision. Again, I don't want to go over that too much, but if you feel you are one of these people who go in the garden and creating, just have a look and ask yourself, how many things am I creating in a day? It's you know, your cooking is creative. How many things am I actually creating? And why am I doing it? It'd be so much easier just to stick my hand in the wardrobe and let something fall on it. But you wouldn't feel right. Do you have a creative nature? And that's okay. It might come across as quirky. The quirkier the better, actually, because it means you're individual. And again, just if you find that you are a creative, well, everybody is a creative person, actually. It's just that some maybe don't use it, don't feel the need to use it. But yes, to answer my own question, why, is to take you straight back to God, to become aware of who you are and your divine self, for the purpose of healing the earth right now. We bring that nearly every week, we say it, don't we, at the end, is that's our purpose, to improve our own self, bring us back to the nature of God, and to heal the earth.
Yeah, like...
Is there any more questions?
No, so Selena just says, "I love that you're mentioning synchronicities, the numbers and the feathers, and how we're actually always creatively channeling." Yeah, we're always creative. The more that you bring your awareness to how much you actually do channel throughout the day, the more that you see that you are a channel, and then you're focusing your energy on the fact that you're channeling, and that opens your channel even more and says yes even more to the energies coming in, because you are noticing it. And particularly women as well. Women are like more open when it comes to channeling, because we're more connected to our emotions, our intuition. I'm not saying that in every case, but it's a feminine energy of receptivity, right? So, you know, could create a whole thing on that, but like basically we are, as women, naturally, very naturally gifted in the channeling department, okay? Because if you think about the old times, the tribes, it was the women, right, that were the wise women, the intuitive women, right, that, you know, they were the seers, right? That was our job. The men were like the protectors, the warriors, and the women were like the psychic seers. Okay, have you got anything else to say?
It came and went. I was about to. As a fleeting thing, it went again. So I will say, it'll come back and we'll save it for next week. So I think, that's what I was going to say, Kate. I knew it would come back. Is because we're ending talking about channeling. If there's anything, any questions, just send us a comment. But if there's anything you would like us to actually discuss to do with spirituality, we're always up for an amazing discussion, aren't we, Amy? So if you've got any questions, just throw them to us and we'll bring this up. So anything that you would like us to talk about, really, we're able to do that for you.
Yeah, so this ends the House of Channel series. So from next week, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll probably be talking about something else, no idea what. Let's see what happens. We might even just jump on and just start talking. That's what
we do anyway.
Yeah, because maybe that might just help us to freestyle a little bit more. So yeah, go and check out the previous ones if you haven't on YouTube, because there's loads of good content on there. That's like hours and hours of information on developing your channeling gift for free. And let me know in the comments below as well, you know, what you've received from it. And yeah, so if you want to book in with me, I am a Beyond Quantum Healing Hypnotherapist, light language activation guide and a spiritual coach.
I am a medium, so I do sittings, readings, and also angelic Reiki. We are doing one, level 3 and 4 is this month, 21st, 22nd and 23rd of June. That's the Masters. There's one more space. And in July, we are doing the level 1 and 2, first and second degree. We're doing the attunements for that as well. Yeah. So get in touch if you want to learn angelic Reiki, if you feel like a reading, if you want to know what your loved ones have been up to. They know what you've been up to. Maybe you'd like to know what they've been up to. And that's another subject. So
for another day.
For another day. Okay. So
if you are free this weekend, we are doing a Mind, Body, Spirit event. We're doing separate stalls. My mum's doing angelic Reiki healings. I am doing like a kind of a mini quantum manifestation-y thing. I don't know, we'll see what happens when I get there. Like a light language quantum thing. So in a pyramid, I don't know, like it, just make it up as I go along. So we will be at Dobby's in Radcliffe Mind, Body, Spirit event on Sunday. I think it's from like 10 till 5. There's going to be loads of healers, readers, lots of good.
That would be interesting. If you'd like to meet us. Also, if you enjoy watching these, you press like. Is that what it is? Click like.
I'll talk about the social media things. So if you enjoyed this video, share it with anybody else that you feel will benefit from this. And if you enjoyed it on YouTube, please leave us a little thumbs up, because it helps to push it out further and, you know, let more people know about this and about our work and everything else. So thank you so much. Stephanie, love this series, How to Channel. Oh, I just missed last week. I was on holiday. We'll watch on replay last week. Yeah, they're all on YouTube. If you want to go back and watch them, I have numbered them. I think I'm probably going to send them out all on an email anyway, like in a little thing, so people can work through them as a course. You're very, very welcome. Hi, Joanna again. Thanks for your live tonight. You're very, very welcome, Helen. Yeah, so thank you all for joining us. And we'll see you next week at 5 or whatever that is going to be.
Live at 5.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Take care.
Still black.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
It won't even let me turn it off.
Oh.
Because